Have you ever had a feeling you couldn't quite explain? A little twinge here, an odd sensation there. Maybe a moment of confusion, a heaviness in your chest, or fatigue that felt deeper than normal. You shrugged it off. Told yourself it was just age catching up with you. Just another ache on the long road of getting older. But what if it wasn't? What if that moment, the one you ignored, was your body's early warning signal? A red flag disguised as an everyday annoyance? You see, as we age, the line between what's normal and what's not can blur. And it's easy to downplay symptoms that could be early signs of something serious. Doctors say our bodies often send quiet signals before something bigger happens. These aren't alarm bells, not yet. They're more like whispers. And if you know how to listen, those whispers can protect your life, your health, and your independence. In this video, we're diving into 6 health symptoms that people over 65 should never ignore. These aren't the typical get more rest type of concerns. These are red flags that something under the surface may be going wrong, fast. So if you're watching this, stay with me. Not to scare you, but to empower you. Because what you don't know can hurt you, and what you do know could save your life. Let's start with one of the most overlooked, yet most telling, signs. Energy drain, when normal tiredness becomes dangerous. Everyone gets tired. That's a fact of life, and certainly a fact of aging. But there's a kind of exhaustion that's not about staying up too late or skipping your morning coffee. It's the kind of fatigue that weighs on your bones, that makes walking across the room feel like running a marathon, that turns once simple pleasures into daunting tasks. This isn't just being tired. This is your body sounding the alarm. Older adults often mistake serious fatigue for just slowing down. But doctors warn that persistent, unexplained exhaustion is one of the earliest signs that something may be seriously wrong, especially with your heart, kidneys, or immune system. Imagine this. You've always loved tending your garden. It brought you peace, joy, connection to nature. But now the idea of going outside feels overwhelming. You sit down to peel a few potatoes, and halfway through, you have to rest. That's not just getting older, that's a shift. And shifts like that demand attention. Extreme fatigue can be a symptom of heart failure, chronic kidney disease, autoimmune disorders, cancer, nutritional deficiencies, infections your body is trying hard to fight. And the scariest part, this type of fatigue doesn't always come with pain. It sneaks in gradually, and before you know it, you've lost weeks or even months of vitality. So what should you look out for? You wake up tired even after a full night's rest. Everyday tasks feel insurmountable. You stop doing things you enjoy because you just don't have the energy. What can you do? Don't dismiss it. Don't push through it and wait for it to pass. Make a list of what's changed. How long have you felt this way? What seems harder than it used to be? Then, call your doctor and share these changes clearly. Ask for blood work, heart tests, even a sleep study if needed. Because here's the truth. Energy is one of the clearest barometers of health. And when it drops dramatically for no reason, your body is trying to tell you something important. Crushing chest discomfort. Not always a heart attack, but always a warning. Chest pain is one of those symptoms that everyone fears, and for good reason. But here's something most people don't realize. Not all chest pain feels the same, and not all heart attacks look like the movies. Some feel like a tight squeeze, others like dull pressure. Some come on suddenly, others build over hours. And sometimes it's not pain at all, just an odd sensation in your chest, arm, jaw, or back that won't go away. So let's clear this up. If you experience sudden, unexplained chest discomfort, especially if it's paired with shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, or dizziness, it's time to call 911. Not tomorrow, not after I rest a bit. Now, because here's the reality for adults over 65, you're more likely to have silent heart attacks, ones without dramatic symptoms. You're at greater risk for an aortic dissection, a rare but deadly condition where the body's largest artery tears. You're more vulnerable to complications, even with minor delays in treatment. People often mistake chest discomfort for heartburn, indigestion, or stress. That's a dangerous gamble, because by the time you're sure it's serious, it might be too late. Here's a simple rule. If your chest feels strange and it doesn't feel right, get it checked. Even if it turns out to be nothing, you're better off safe than sorry. Let me say it again. Minutes matter. Don't drive yourself. Don't take a nap. Don't Google your symptoms. Call for help and trust your instincts. If your body feels like it's under threat, believe it. Sudden confusion or memory loss. When your mind sends an SOS, we all have senior moments. You walk into a room and forget why. You misplace your glasses again. It's normal, right? Yes, until it's not. There's a fine line between harmless forgetfulness and something more serious. And when that line gets crossed, your brain is trying to tell you something critical. If you or someone you love suddenly becomes disoriented in a familiar place, can't follow a simple conversation, struggles to remember basic information, seems unusually agitated or withdrawn, has difficulty forming sentences or recognizing loved ones, it's not just aging. It could be a sign of mini-strokes or transient ischemic attacks, TIAs, early-stage dementia, dehydration, or a urinary tract infection. Yes, really, medication reactions, low blood sugar, or poor oxygen flow to the brain. Here's the shocker. Sudden mental confusion in older adults is often the first and only clue that something serious is wrong. A UTI in someone over 65 can look nothing like the burning, frequent urination we expect. Instead, it might show up as hallucinations or delirium. That's why doctors say any sudden cognitive shift, even if it passes quickly, is a medical red flag. So what can you do? Document the changes clearly. When they started, how long they lasted, what they looked like. Call your doctor right away. Don't chalk it up to a bad day. Ask for a full medical review, including labs, imaging, and a medication check. And most of all, don't ignore or hide it. Confusion doesn't mean you're losing it. It means your brain is sending a distress signal, and like any emergency flare, it deserves urgent attention. Unexplained weight loss. When the scale tells a bigger story. You step on the scale and notice something odd. You've dropped a few pounds. You're not dieting. You haven't been exercising more. You haven't even been sick. At first, it feels like a pleasant surprise, but then it keeps happening. Month after month, the numbers go down. Here's the truth. After 65, unexplained weight loss is never something to ignore. It's not just about looking thinner. It's about losing lean muscle, nutrients, strength, and resilience. And it's often a symptom of an underlying condition. Weight loss of 5% or more in 6 months without trying is considered clinically significant. That could be as little as 8 to 10 pounds for many older adults, and it can be linked to cancer, hyperthyroidism, digestive disorders like celiac or Crohn's chronic infections, or inflammation, depression, or dementia, malnutrition, and vitamin deficiencies. Side effects from medication. The real danger isn't just the number on the scale. It's what comes with it. Loss of energy, muscle strength, balance, and immunity. Here's what to watch for. Pants getting looser without reason. Loss of appetite, eating less but feeling full too quickly. Trouble chewing, swallowing, or digesting food. Ongoing nausea, diarrhea, or changes in bowel habits. What should you do? Keep a food diary. What you're eating, when, and how much. Track your weight weekly, not daily, and look for trends. See your doctor. Ask for a nutrition panel, metabolic tests, and GI evaluation. Your body is your foundation. If it's quietly shrinking, it's not trying to be fashionable. It's waving a flag for help. Shortness of breath. Not just getting older. You're walking to the mailbox and suddenly have to stop. You're climbing the stairs and feel like you've just sprinted uphill. Or maybe you're just sitting quietly and find yourself gasping for no clear reason. Shortness of breath is one of the most underestimated symptoms in older adults. Most people blame it on aging or being out of shape. But doctors know better. Breathlessness, especially when it's new, persistent, or comes on suddenly, is a key sign that something deeper is wrong. It could point to heart disease or congestive heart failure, pulmonary embolism, a blood clot in the lungs, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, anemia or low blood oxygen levels, pneumonia or fluid in the lungs. And the scary part? Shortness of breath doesn't always feel dramatic. It might just feel like you're a little winded, but that minor symptom could be the only early sign of a life-threatening condition. Ask yourself, is this breathlessness new or getting worse? Does it happen even when I'm not moving? Is it paired with chest tightness, dizziness, or coughing? Do I have swelling in my legs, feet, or abdomen? If you answer yes, don't wait. Seek medical attention immediately. Your lungs and heart are your body's engine, and when they start to struggle, your whole system follows. Changes in bowel habits or bleeding, when the gut speaks up. Nobody likes to talk about bowel movements, but what comes out of your body says a lot about what's going on inside it. So if you're over 65 and notice any of these, new or persistent constipation, sudden diarrhea without clear cause, thin, pencil-shaped stools, blood in the toilet, on the paper, or in your stool, unexplained abdominal pain or bloating, it's time to pay attention. These changes might feel embarrassing, but they're often the first signs of colon cancer, diverticulitis, GI bleeding, polyps or growths in the colon, inflammatory bowel disease, liver or pancreatic issues. Blood in the stool isn't always bright red. It can be dark, tarry, or even invisible to the naked eye. If your stools look strange, smell unusually foul, or if your habits shift significantly, don't brush it off. Here's what to do. Keep track of your bowel movements. Note frequency, texture, and color. Don't self-medicate with laxatives or anti-diarrheal meds long-term. Ask your doctor for a full GI evaluation, including colonoscopy if needed. Gut health is overall health. If your digestive system changes, your body is trying to tell you something loud and clear. By the time we reach our 60s and beyond, it's easy to chalk up physical changes to just getting older. But some symptoms go far beyond aging. They're warning signs, signals that something more serious may be happening beneath the surface. Let's quickly review the 6 symptoms you should never ignore after 65. Persistent fatigue. When everyday energy vanishes and simple tasks feel overwhelming, chest pain or pressure. Even if it's subtle, your heart could be crying for help. Shortness of breath, especially if it comes suddenly, even at rest. Unexplained weight loss. When the pounds drop, but you didn't try sudden confusion or personality changes, a mental fog can mean a medical emergency. Severe abdominal pain, pain in the gut, may be a sign of a hidden rupture or blockage. These aren't inconveniences. They're your body sending a distress signal. The key is to notice them early. Don't brush them off. Don't wait. Because acting quickly doesn't just save lives. It protects your independence, your time with loved ones, your joy. So what can you do? Listen to your body. You know when something's not right. Trust your instincts. If a symptom feels off, it probably is. Speak up. Tell your doctor. Ask questions. Push for answers. Don't delay care. Minutes can matter, and early detection saves lives. If this video helped you, share it with someone you care about, a friend, a spouse, a neighbor. Because knowledge like this, it's not just helpful, it's life-changing. Thank you for being here and for taking your health seriously. Remember, after 65, staying informed isn't just smart, it's essential. We're here to guide, support, and empower you every step of the way. Stay safe, stay strong, and above all, stay aware.